G'day! Today we are so excited to tell you all about a beautiful medieval city that we found in Germany.
No. The most beautiful medieval city in the world.
G'day! We are excited to tell you...
You said g'day!
Yeah, am I allowed to?
I thought we never say g'day.
Why?
G'day, mate! We don't even say g'day. Hi everyone, welcome to Learning Brave. I'm Skylar.
And I am Ross.
Today we are taking you to the most beautiful medieval city in Europe.
Rothenburg ob der Tauber.
Rothenburg ob der Tauber.
Rothenburg ob der Tauber. I hope that's correct.
It is quite a well-known medieval city, but sometimes places do live up to the hype. And Rothenburg was one of those places.
Absolutely, it was amazing. Loved it, loved it, loved it. It had everything you wanted for kids, for adults, for those that are just total medieval nerds.
Greetings, I'm Shad.
Even those who love scary things.
True. Okay, we're going to get straight into it.
Okay.
5 reasons why Rothenburg ob der Tauber is the most amazing medieval city in the world.
Number 1.
Number 1.
No, I said number 1. You just say the next
I was
one.
like, Fingal.
Ready? Number 1.
Number 1.
Stop it! Number 1.
Number 1. Why?
Oh, give me a break. Number 1. Medieval wall surrounding the city. Yes, no joke.
True. There's this ancient medieval walled pathway that goes around the whole city.
Like these ramparts, you can walk along
and you
the
can
top.
like walk along the top, and then there's like on and off ramps here and there.
It's
you
amazing.
walk around the whole city. It's a couple of kilometers.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, it's one of the very few walled cities that we've been to. We've been to a couple others, but this one was just... You felt like you were back in medieval times as
protecting
a
from
guard.
from the Vikings. Or, I
The
don't know.
Vikings? I don't know if the Vikings
Who was
came
invading the German people in Bavaria?
I don't know.
Was the summer of 790?
Probably the Pope. I don't know. We'd have to look into that one.
I like a good walled city for my kids.
No,
They
I
can
think
walk along the wall. They don't get lost.
Yep.
There's only one direction to go.
They can pretend that they are like people on guard. We can say, hey kids, you got to stand on guard. Up there on the wall, go and stand there like a sentinel. Well, that entertains them for about 5 minutes.
Yeah, 5 minutes.
That's good.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Number 2 is actually your thing.
What is it?
The creepiest museum we've ever seen.
Oh, it was awesome.
Yeah, we've been to lots of museums. I actually opted out of this particular experience.
You missed out. You missed out so bad. Number 2 is the Medieval Torture Museum in Rothenburg ob der Tauber. Yes. It was so cool.
So Ross went with our oldest son.
Yep.
For some reason, we got to explore this city just with our older 3.
Yeah, we had lovely friends that babysat our younger children.
We had ditched a couple of kids.
Yeah, it was awesome.
What else could we be forgetting?
Kevin! So we had 3 kids, and so he took our older son and I took our girls away to a different activity. They were young. I didn't really want to expose them to torture around the world.
But I gotta say,
we're all for education, but
yeah. I mean, Skylar was freaking out about this because of the name, torture. But the reality is this torture museum was actually really, really.
But it was all about torture.
It was. Well, what it showed is what the different things that they did during medieval times
To torture people.
But you know,
The rack, nails.
You weren't even there. Be quiet. I'm going to tell them about this. It actually showed the torture implements, but it didn't actually, it didn't simulate it too much, so it wasn't too bad.
So it didn't have like live.
No.
Okay, you're really creeping me out right now.
No live people.
Were there wax dummies?
No wax dummies. No wax dummies. So you sort of had to use your imagination if you really wanted to make it bad. Which I think for my 11-year-old son, he was fine. He didn't really know anything about torture, so he couldn't imagine it. But
Oh, really?
the coolest thing that I found, I'm going to tell you one little snippet of this torture museum that was really cool, is it showed the shame masks the shame mask, and
cool.
it was so cool because what they would do is any women who were like gossiping and being like, you know, like, you know, a bit of a you know, being annoying, they would put their
Just
sentence. It was just women. I mean, medieval times, babe. Wasn't a lot of rights for women back then.
True.
But they would put these metal masks on them, and they'd have to walk around town with it for X amount of days, and it would shame them into not gossiping anymore. And they were like full on like beaks and big ears and really grotesque, right? And the other cool thing was whenever there were two women who were fighting, and like if there were any in the public place that have a fight, they would put them in this yoke. Now some of you might know a yoke from oxen. Two oxen are yoked together. So there's a circle thing that goes around and around the other person, and the two women had to be like this close around this yoke for days and days until they sorted out their differences.
I have an issue with this.
It was so cool.
Who determined what was gossip and what wasn't?
Well, I don't know.
A man, I'm sure.
Probably.
Yes.
Probably.
So,
it was fun though
there's
for
that.
those perhaps 12 and above, and for adults, great place to go in Rothenburg, Tauber.
Yes, I did opt to take my lovely innocent girls who were like 7 and 10.
Yeah, that was a good
not
move.
to go.
Good move.
Okay.
Instead, where did you go?
we went to number 3. Number 3 was the Christmas Museum.
Of course, like chalk and cheese, torture and Christmas.
Christmas, like Rothenburg ob der Tauber is famous for Christmas. We didn't get to go there at Christmas time, but Christmas is alive all year in Rothenburg.
Yes.
So, unfortunately, we were actually late. Story of my life. I'm usually late for everything. In this case, we were actually too late for the Christmas Museum. But part of the Christmas Museum was a Christmas IKEA-style store that was pretty much like a museum. So you walk along this one-way path and you pass like every known decoration to man.
Christmas ornaments.
Every decoration known to man. I think that's...
Christmas ornaments galore.
Christmas ornaments. And in Germany, they have these amazing like wooden windmills. They kind of like, it's a traditional decoration just from that region. It's Bavaria. And they have these like wooden like sails that spin, and the little characters spin. And so I was taking 2 of my children in, and one of our things that we used to say all the time was, look with your eyes, not with your hands.
Look with your eyes, not with your hands. That's
it sounds like very responsible parenting.
Yes.
Rarely worked.
Really.
But I said it a lot. Because I was terrified that they would touch them.
Repetition is key.
Like we're like, oh man, in the Netherlands, like there's all these little bits of china. It's terrifying. Shops were terrifying. So the Christmas Museum was full of like glass balls, and oh my gosh. So I did this huge speech about look with your eyes, not with your hands. And we walk in and we're going to this like gorgeous Christmas wonderland, and I touched one of the wooden...
You did?
Yeah, I'm the adult. I touched one of the wooden spinny wheel things and it fell off. And I was like, oh my gosh, keep going. And the girls were like...
Shame.
Yeah, so for the rest of our trip, the girls were like, yeah, don't touch anything, Mum. Like, yeah. They like shamed me for the whole experience.
Gotta be careful.
Good times, good times.
Ah, yes. Good times. Huh? Good times.
Number 4 is Rothenburg ob der Tauber. Ob der Tauber?
Ob der Tauber.
Ob der Tauber.
It means on the river Tauber.
Does it?
Yeah, it
no
means
idea.
Rothenburg on the Tauber.
Oh. Right, is your one-stop shop for all your necessary medieval weaponry.
Weapons, paraphernalia, books, everything.
If you need a pike, if you need a broadsword,
If you need a dagger,
if you need a quill and ink,
yes, we got some of them.
which we did in fact buy,
In parchment.
Rothenburg is your place to shop.
Yeah, literally some of the merchandise shops, you feel like you have gone back in time and you are looking at, you know, a medieval supermarket.
Yeah, like suits of armor and like the displays of like swords through the ages. It was pretty amazing.
It was like a museum. The stores were like museums in themselves.
Shadiversity would love it. Dream shops for all your fans. It's true.
Oh, I love it.
So
No, it was really cool.
now an add-on for number 4 is if you're going to purchase all your medieval needs, you might as well eat like a medieval knight.
Yes. So conveniently, the restaurants around Rothenburg, Tauber, particularly around that area where there's all the shopping, serve pork knuckle, sauerkraut, and potato.
Meat.
Looks like meat's back on the menu, boys!
Number 5 on our list of things you must do in Rothenburg, Tauber is the evening night watchman tour. So freaking awesome.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing.
It was.
The thing that made it amazing was because the watchman talked like this. And these are the words.
And you are coming to Rothenburg, Tauber. I think he thought he was hosting his own like ghost TV show or something.
Yeah, like we were like mesmerized by his weird voice.
Once he started speaking, we couldn't stop listening
to the sound of his voice.
I hope we have a video of him. That'd be great.
Yeah, I do.
That'd be a
I'll
good
link
show.
it below. There's a great Rick Steves video I'll link below that shows a bit of it. And we have a blog post as well that details more of what we've talked about.
It was really good. Like I've been on a few. I've been on ghost tours in Australia and other countries. This one was awesome. He actually was like a night watchman. He'd carry around and he'd tell stories about all the sort of things that happened in Rothenburg during certain time periods, and he reenacted things and told stories, and it was epic.
Yeah, like we crept around in the dark in a medieval city and heard all the creepy stories that were true of the area. It was
so
amazing.
Cool. It was very cool.
They're the 5 reasons why Rothenburg ob der Tauber is the best medieval city in Germany.
Absolutely. So whether you are traveling or whether you're sitting at home just enjoying these stories, Rothenburg ob der Tauber is one of the best medieval places to be or to read or to listen about.
True. And in the future, we're going to do another episode about Rothenburg ob der Tauber, which was the most amazing medieval festival ever. So that's coming up in the future.
Thank for joining us, guys.
Thank you, guys. If you have any questions or if you want to know about another part of the world, please let us know in the comments. Thanks for joining us. Bye.
Bye. See ya. Do you remember when we were there, we were having a picnic outside the gates? And I started wrestling with the kids and we're all dressed up.
That was a medieval festival.
In our medieval stuff.
Wrong time.
Do you remember also like that time when we were there and we were walking and there were all these people marching down all dressed up?
Wrong time. Oh. That was the festival.
And do you remember that time like we were there and like we saw them have like this jousting match?
Oh my gosh, that was amazing.